Yo, it's your boy Wes the Tech here to bring you another one of my personal favorite tech tips to help you as an artist grow in your craft. Now, today we're going to go over, should you use Revel Distro for music distribution, all right? So if you're a recording artist who is looking into Revel Distro and you're wondering if they're going to be the right fit for you or not when it comes to distributing your music, then this is the perfect video for you, because in this video, I'm going to break down the key things that you need to know about Revel Distro and where it compares to other music distribution companies as a service, all right? So to jump right into it, Revel Distro is a Canada-based music distribution company that is fairly new, all right? They haven't been here for very long, so they're not as established as other music distribution companies, right? But when it comes to everything that I'm seeing from their site and from other, research places that I've been looking up, they do seem legit, all right? Now, when it came to the CEO who decided to create the company, he mentioned that he didn't just want to offer music distribution, he also wanted to offer promotion services as well, which is an awesome thing. It's absolutely a cool thing. However, this company wouldn't be the first company to actually do that. There actually are other music distribution companies that do that as well. So there isn't one thing that I could honestly say about Revel Distro that what they offer that other companies don't. The one thing I can say that did pique my interest though, however, is they did mention that they do actually curate Spotify playlists themselves, which is actually kind of cool. That means that they have playlists, and if you promote with them, then they can add your music to their playlist. The only thing about that, I have no idea how popular their playlists are. You get what I'm saying? But one thing I do know is that the people who formed the company of Revel Distro are musicians, are artists just like us. So that's one thing that actually can be beneficial, because if they're established artists that have a big following and they curate their own playlist and they can get your music on their playlist, that can be helpful for you. However, they don't really mention which artists actually own the company or anything like that. So a lot of the information isn't there, right? So when it comes down to whether you should choose Revel Distro or not, it's really going to come down to two things, and it's the same things that you would look into for any other music distribution company, and that is the price and the terms of service, all right? So to jump right into Revel Distro, they basically offer two different plan options, all right? So going over the first plan option, they have the yearly subscription plan, all right? Now this plan is similar to companies like DistroKid, that you pay an annual fee and you could distribute as much music as you want, all right? So when it comes to Revel, they actually have three different type of plans under this umbrella of the subscriptions, all right? But we're really only looking at the first one because the other two plans are for multiple artists. Like you have one artist, you have a plan for one artist, you have a plan for 5 artists, and you have a plan, I believe, for 10 or 20 artists, one that's even higher, all right? But if you're an independent artist and you're by yourself, you're probably just looking at the first plan, and that plan is $15 a year. Now, when you hear $15, you're gonna automatically say to yourself, well, that's the cheapest yearly subscription plan that's out right now. And that is true. That is the cheapest yearly subscription plan that is out right now. However, the terms of it is different from other companies because you will be able to keep 95% of your royalties, but Revel Distro is going to keep the other 5%. And that's where the difference really comes into play, because when you look at other distribution companies like DistroKid, yeah, it's a little bit more yearly. I believe DistroKid is $29.99 as low as $19.99. With their plans, even though it's more expensive, you keep 100% of your royalties. So with Revel Distro, yeah, you're saving $10 or $15 at the start of the year, but you're gonna have to give them a 5% cut of all the royalty you make when it comes to your music. This, in my opinion, isn't really a good thing, especially when all the competitors that offer yearly subscriptions give you 100% of your royalties. So right there, when it comes to this plan alone, it's not, in my opinion, it's not worth it in comparison to those other plans, especially if you're an artist who's getting a lot of streams, because when you're dealing with percentages, that can add up very, very, very quickly, all right? Now, the second type of plan that they offer is the pay per release plans, all right? Now, these plans are similar to plans that you get from CD Baby and TuneCore, right? These are plans that you pay one amount off rip as soon as you release the song. That's the only time that you have to pay anything, and then it moves on from there. All right, so these plans are pretty cool too. If you prefer to pay per release, then you prefer the subscriptions. So if you're one of those artists who want to go this route, it's not a bad route. It's really a toss up. There's pros and cons to both sides, but whichever the case, for the plans that they offer for pay per release, you have for singles, it's only $5 per single release. It is $10 per EP release, and it is $20 per album release, right? Now, these prices, again, are actually very cheap in comparison to other companies. CD Baby just changed their prices for their singles and their albums, and everything is all $5. So CD Baby actually is less than Revel Distro right now, right? But Revel Distro is pretty fair when it comes to the cost per release, right? However, just like the yearly subscription, Revel Distro do not give you 100% royalties on the pay per release option as well. And as a matter of fact, if you do the pay per release option, they actually take a bigger cut. They actually take 10%, meaning you only keep 90% of your royalties, all right? So no matter what plan you get, it seems as though they do not have a plan that will offer you 100% royalties. It seems like they're getting a cut out of the royalties no matter what plan that you actually get. So with that being said, me personally, I wouldn't recommend Revel Distro for that alone, because there are a lot of companies that will give you 100% of your royalties, 100% of all the streaming money that you make, all right? Now, there is one caveat, though, that I do want to mention, because one thing that I did notice is that they said on their site, they claim on their site that if you're not finding a plan that you like, you can email them and they could give you a personalized plan, which you never see with distribution companies. So that part of it is actually pretty interesting, because maybe you can contact them and work out some type of arrangement with them so that you do get 100% of your royalties. Maybe you may have to pay a little more annually or per release, whatever the case may be. I don't know what the stipulations are, but they did say, according to their site, that if you don't like any of these plans and you want a specific type of plan, you can email and reach out to them, and they will get in contact with you and see what they can do, which is I think is actually cool. You know, that's very transparent, and the fact that they're offering that's at least worth looking into if you really want to use Revel Distro as a music distribution company. But as far as, you know, the platforms that they distribute to all the major music distribution platforms. So that's not really the worry. It really just comes down to the costs and the terms, like I mentioned before. All right. Now, like other videos that I do, it's all entirely up to you, all right, as far as what you want to go with. As far as the music distribution company, I kind of just lay out all the facts and let you decide from there. But if you were to ask my personal recommendation, I'm all about getting 100% of my royalties. So if I were in your shoes, I would pick a company that is going to give me 100% of my royalties. I don't want percentages being taken out, because the more streams I get, the more money that they make as well. You know what I'm saying? So if I get $10,000 worth of streams, they're going to get that 500, or they're going to get that 1,000. You get what I'm saying? So it's iffy for me. But whichever the case, that's pretty much it. That's my review, and that's the information on Revel Distro. If you have any additional questions about Revel Distro or any other music distribution company, if you have any questions in regards to music industry tips or music in general, I'm here to help you as an independent artist. If you're an independent artist who's looking into, at some point, leaving your 9-to-5 job and doing music full time, feel free to grab my ebook. It's a great ebook. It shows you step by step, 13 steps to actually put yourself in a position that you could do music full time. That's actually what I do now, and I want the same for every other independent artist that I get in contact with, all right? But either way, I hope this video helped. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you guys next week. Peace. Follow his place with accent O's like whoa, buddy, I'ma do my thing. Cream of the crop like creme brulee. Reppin' my God, man, I ain't changed, so I ain't trying to hear what you gon' say.